There are many benefits of reading, especially physical printed books. There's nothing like the smell of an old book or the feel of a new unopened book. And it turns out that leisure reading can enrich your health and happiness. Our next guests understand these values all too well. Welcome Whitney and Karen from Poppy's Books to the table.
Hi. Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back.
Yeah, we had you guys on right when you guys opened, right?
Yeah.
Yes. How many years ago?
We've been open a little over a year and a half now.
Okay.
So
I was guessing.
we're still young.
Yeah.
Okay, I was
It'll be 2 in
thinking 2
December,
years.
so we're getting up there. Yeah.
How are you liking it, ladies?
It's amazing.
We love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Is
We
it?
get to be around books all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say, Stacy's just got a big smile on her face. That's her love language.
I do. I love it.
She's excited.
Do you feel like people are getting to know that you're here more so? Like, is the word getting out?
Yeah.
I think so.
We still have new people come every day, and we just have a great reading community here in Spanish Fork.
Is it mostly locals, or are you gathering a lot of people South County?
We get a lot of people South County and North. That
Really?
Come. We've had a
Even
lot
out of state.
out-of-staters.
Yeah.
There really isn't a bookstore like South, is there at all? Like
Yeah,
the boutique.
we have a few great like used bookstores, but for new books, your closest is Barnes and Noble, and then from there, every independent bookstore is up north. So
Okay.
yeah,
So yes,
Well, I hope you guys
so we
are
needed one.
I hope you're here for a long time. Mother and daughter.
Yes.
Okay, do you guys like reading the same things?
Sometimes. Yeah. Occasionally.
You agreed on one book.
We
Yeah.
are very opposite.
So give us an example.
Okay.
So we brought the first book that we both loved. We read Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. We ended up doing it for a book club at the store because we loved it so much. But we learned from that there were a lot of people that do not love it. So it was mostly ones. We always rate them out of 5 stars. It was mostly 1s or 5s.
Yep.
Really?
For this
Okay.
book.
That
Total
extreme.
opposite.
Yeah.
Not threes. Not just
No.
like it.
Yeah.
It was like
You either love or hate it.
yes.
Okay.
And
We
Science
both loved
fiction,
though,
what?
so that was one we.
What
Agreed on.
genre is it?
It's just general.
Yeah, it's like a
general
literary fiction. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you guys came
Yeah.
together on it,
Yeah.
so that's fun.
It's just a
That's
beautiful
good.
Makes you want to read it all the more, right?
Yes, it does. So are all these books you brought like new releases, your favorites? Like what did you bring us today?
We brought a big mix for you guys. So
Okay,
we've got a
let's
couple
dive
of
in.
our favorites. We've got a couple new releases that we're excited about, and then we've got a couple event books that we have coming up.
Okay.
Do you want
Okay.
to start?
Okay. What do you want me to start with?
Anything you
whatever.
want.
Let's grab from the pile.
Okay, I'll grab from the pile. So this is my pile of books I'm excited about. I don't know if you guys have heard of these, the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon.
Yeah.
There's 7 of them out right now. A lot of them are smaller.
Okay.
But we pulled them into our store just because so many people were special ordering them because we do special orders at our store. And we pulled them in and I read them and I was like, I love them.
I was intrigued just by the look.
Yeah, she is
Looks like
actually
an
a
old
local
little
author.
journal.
And
she's
she
here
lives
in
up
Utah.
north. And they are just like these delightful, fun palate cleanser books that are, it's kind of like historical fiction, but it's actually this made up fiction character, her journal, and she lives in this quirky little town. And
Okay. Like what time
fun.
frame?
I would say, oh my
Like
gosh, you're putting
1800s?
me on the
I think
spot.
it's 1800.
I would say 1800.
Okay, or I'm like, are we going back
she's still-
thousands of years? Not thousands,
Yeah.
but
I like the size and I like
Yeah,
the
me
text
too.
because I could probably read
Finish
it.
it.
Yes, and finish it. Yes.
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 In a day.
okay, that's
And
good to
they're,
hear.
like, we have people come in all the time and buy the whole series because they're just so
Just so,
So
cute.
fun.
Okay, that's
so good.
exciting.
I gotta go fast. But my favorite book of last year was One Dark Window. I think I talked to you last time you were in the store. about this. It's a duology, and the second one is just as good as the first one. But it's about a girl who has a nightmare that lives inside of her head, and no one knows that but her. And so it was one of the first fantasy books I read, but it's more like magic fantasy, not like Brandon Sanderson fantasy.
okay.
So
Okay.
I could handle it. I'm not.
Okay.
Awesome.
What else do you want?
This one also, the name intrigued me. Slow Dance.
Yes.
Okay, so Rainbow Rowell, we actually met her at a conference, and it was before I had read her books, and I want to meet her again so I can tell her how much I appreciate, because I read this book, we got it as an ARC, which is like an advanced copy.
Okay.
And I read it and loved it and went down the rabbit hole of reading all her books, and I just she just is so good at telling a good love story. And so she usually writes young adult books. This is an adult book.
Okay.
But it's really good. And we actually just started doing Poppy Picks of the Month at our store. And this is actually the first Poppy Pick. It was mine. My pick. So we're starting to do like 15% off. So people can come all of August and get this book for 15% off all month. And we'll continue to do that every month.
Okay.
And let
With books we love.
And you'll just post that every month on your Instagram. And it's a Reese's pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, so mine that I brought, this is my all-time favorite series. It's called Red Rising. And this is where we differ a lot because I love like science fiction, space stories.
Oh, see, I'm like, I'll cross it out. I don't know.
Yeah, so I always tell people this is like the Hunger Games but on Mars. But then past the first book, it turns into its own thing, and it's amazing and epic. And
I actually
love
really did
these
like.
books.
I did read this for her, and
Okay,
I did.
put it back on there. I
Back
love
on
it.
my.
Okay, Hunger Games intrigue me, a little bit different. Yeah, we can do that.
And then Ministry of Time is a new release this year, and it was one that I read that I really liked. It's about this government agency, and they're going back in time and pulling people from the past who were about to die and then bringing them to the future. So it's kind of like reverse time travel, and it follows this girl who her job is to like acclimate those people to the present. So this one has a little bit of everything. There's a little
sounds
romance. Yeah, it's super fun.
Okay, and it's the Ministry of Time.
Ministry of
Yep.
Time.
And it's pretty. I like.
It is very
I love
pretty.
that.
Did you
Yeah.
read this one also?
I have not read that one yet.
Okay. And then what's
Okay,
this one?
last one I brought actually. So this one is called The God of the Woods. This is probably the most talked about new release this season.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, this has been a
Ladies, are you taking
flying off
notes?
the
Yes,
shelf.
Christmas is just around the
I know.
corner.
I know, we're just going to say.
Wish list.
Yes.
Yeah, so this one's more of a mystery. It's about a girl that goes missing at a summer camp where her brother had gone missing in years
way.
previous. Yes.
okay.
And
That's true
it takes place in the 70s, and it kind of flips to the past of that and then the present, and there's multiple points of view from the people going through it, and yeah, it's just a good little mystery.
Good little. That does not
nothing
look
too
little.
crazy.
That's hefty.
Fast reader, I hope.
It was easy to
reader.
get through.
Yeah, yeah, it's a quick read. I
Now
would
we see
say.
a cute little kid's book.
Yes.
What's that one all about?
So we have
Tell
a
us.
couple. We just brought a couple books of events that are coming up at our store. We have author events often. We've had some really fun authors. We've had Christopher Paolini and Mac Barnett, Sean Harris, Shannon Hill, Amy Harmon. But Shannon chose us to do her book launch for her first board book. And so it goes along with her Kitty Corn series. It's really, really cute, just a new cute board book for kids. So we have that on August 20th at the store. So that's exciting. And then we have actually another local author, Johanna Taylor. Is this her first book?
I believe so, yeah.
It's her first book. It is a graphic novel for middle grade.
Yeah.
I knew. Like
But-
fourth grade? Would that be
Yeah, I would say
Ghost Keeper?
4th to 6th grade.
Okay.
And she is coming August 23rd, that same week, August 23rd.
You guys are gonna have a busy
to our
week.
store. And this was actually chosen as like the indie pick for a kid's book, indie next pick, which means independent bookstores vote. We vote on books a lot of the time
Across the country.
across the country, and this was chosen
It's one of the great new books coming out. Yeah.
for children.
So in this
the
book,
style.
is it all one story? That's a
Yes.
pretty thick book.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are
And
really.
it's a whole thing, the card. Yes.
Yep.
Like the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and I think
graphic
she
novels
wrote
are
it and
super
illustrated it all
These have
herself.
become more mainstream.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, graphic novels are the big seller for middle grade, just because
Gets kids into reading and
whatever
yeah,
can get
they're
them
great.
into reading is great. So
I agree.
Yeah.
So why is it important to read a printed book rather than on the phone or computer? What are some of the
Like a
benefits
Kindle.
of that?
We kind of do all
we
formats.
do all of them.
We just
I
love
think
to
reading
read.
is reading. There's nothing better than holding a book. And actually, we have a lot of people who read on their Kindles or their phones and will come. It's like a trophy.
Yeah, they call it a
They come and
trophy
get
to
their-
put on their shelf once they finish.
Like I finished
So-
this.
They'll come buy the book after they've read it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there are a lot of book collectors.
I kind of love that too. Like, there's something to having like an actual library, like to have like a library of the classics, or maybe you read an entire series of something that you love. I kind of feel that way
But
too.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
buy it, I don't think, after I read it.
Yeah.
Like,
I
would
have
buy
a
it all
hard time
before.
doing that.
Yeah.
which I wish I could because I also won a trophy, but I'm like, could buy a book I
Do
haven't
you
read
always
yet.
buy the hard copy, like a printed copy?
No,
or do
I-
you do a lot on
I
Sharing.
listen.
Audible?
Yeah, I listen. I always am listening to one and reading one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
they're
that's
about the
so
same.
good for your brain.
You would hope. I don't know.
It's entertaining nonetheless.
I'm questioning how smart it makes you, but yeah, there's so much going on in the world. I think also just especially during an election year that you need an escape from all of it. And so you guys are offering all the different genres, and just we want to encourage people to get down, support the local bookstore. You're on 2nd North, right?
Yep, 56
56
West.
West
Yeah.
in the little house.
I pull out a stone rug and there it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And don't come in and just stay upstairs. You go downstairs because that's where the kids' selection is, and more books. And there's things there other than books. There's puzzles and bags and bookmarks and gift
Yep.
cards.
Yep.
Ooh, and just this is the best time of year too, I think. I mean, there's always a great time, but just to cozy up with a book right now.
Yeah, and as your kids are back in school and they're supposed to be reading at home,
Yeah.
maybe try The Ghost Keeper and get them into a graphic novel and get their
Their attention
attention
going.
going. And
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
been one of your
Something for everyone.
favorite memories of this year in business?
Oh.
Wow, that's on the spot a little bit. Actually, my favorite was an author event we had. Her name's Olivia Blake, and she was incredible, and I love her book. She's one of my favorite authors, so it was fun to have her come here on her national book tour and visit us. And so, yeah, that was really a highlight to meet one of my favorite authors. It was really cool.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah.
Doing something that you love. Well,
Yep.
congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
And thank
Thanks for coming
you.
in.
Yeah, of course.